and it says, "Hello, do you remember me? I am Death." So that is Death. And this used to be a shrine dedicated to Chapo Guzman. Good Sunday morning from Mexico City. They close the streets here in Mexico City on Sundays, which allow people to come out on their bicycles. People go for jogs, and it's a very, very pleasant way to spend your Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. If I look like I'm short of breath, it's because the altitude is very, very high. We're like 7,500 feet in the air. So excuse me, but that's all right. That's life. So today is Sunday, and I wanted to show everybody a very, very special location. A couple years ago, I was looking for a hotel in Mexico City. I think I was looking on Expedia, and there was a very attractively priced hotel that was supposedly 5 stars for, I think it was like $17 or something. So I took the bait. I booked the hotel. I showed up in Mexico City, and I went to a neighborhood called Doctors, and I checked into the hotel, and it became really, really clear to me that it was not a 5-star hotel. It was actually pretty nice, but it was what we call a love hotel. And the way we know what a love hotel is, where you hire a prostitute and you hang out with a prostitute in the hotel, is they have in the front desk a list of rates where you can pay by the hour. And so once I checked into the hotel, I was staying, I think, like 3 nights there. Once you checked in, got to my room. It was sort of late at night. I heard a guy hanging out with a woman playing. They were playing loud music all the way until 3 a.m. And I let the party go for a little while, but right around 3 a.m. I called down to the front desk and told them, "Hey, I need to sleep. I really do need to sleep." And at that time I was working in Mexico, and I literally needed to go to a meeting early in the morning. So yeah, I learned my lesson there. The next night I decided to explore the area. I knew it was sort of a shady area, Doctores. So I decided not to take anything except my phone and I think probably like 70 pesos, like $3.50. And so I decided to walk around. I got some tacos, and I happened to come across a shrine in the middle of the night in Doctores of none other than Chapo Guzman. At that time, Chapo was on the run, and it became clear to me that he was very much loved in Doctores. What I'm trying to say is that Doctores at that time was controlled by the cartel. A couple years later, I was looking at that photo again, and I realized that behind that statue there was writing on the wall, and the writing on the wall said Jesus Malverde. And Jesus Malverde is the patron saint of drug traffickers, not only in Mexico but all around the world. And the reason why is because Jesus Malverde was a real person. He was born, I think, in 1870 in Culiacan, Sinaloa. And he was born in a very interesting point of Mexican history where they had just discovered oil, and they were just tapping into the natural resources, copper as well. And Mexico was becoming a very, very wealthy nation. The only problem was the people that were becoming wealthy were a very select few of the 1%ers who actually reaped all the rewards of all of Mexico's treasures. And recognizing this, Jesus Malverde dedicated his life towards stealing from the rich and giving from the poor. If that sounds familiar, it's because, yeah, it's a classic Robin Hood story. And so what has happened is that a lot of the narcos who are based in Sinaloa anyways took this guy who has been revered by poor people as a patron saint, and created an archetype out of him. The whole steal from the rich and give to the poor. And so a lot of the leaders of these organizations, they take on the same sort of image where they are providing education to the villages. They are providing infrastructure to the villages. And so they're crafting this Robin Hood image to sustain their huge and ill-gotten business empires that span all over the world, but are headquartered right here in Mexico. So we are walking down a road called Avenida Morelos, and it is about a mile that way. And yeah, we will go for a little stroll in a neighborhood called Doctores. All right, so we are getting closer to Doctores. We may already be in Doctores, and you can see, God, somebody got into a car accident over there. So Doctores is actually famous because it is basically Mexico's chop shop. If you happen to get your car stolen anywhere in the US or Mexico and you can't find it, there is an overwhelming possibility that it will end up here. So that is the nature of the underground business here. And yeah, it's really interesting. You could see some of those chop shops in operation. Probably not on Sunday though. So yeah, we're walking closer. See you guys. So as we get closer into what we can say is cartel controlled territory here in Mexico City, I did want to speak about some of my experiences with the cartel. I haven't had any. That's because it goes unspoken, and that's the general rule, right? If you're not interested in doing that type of business, they are not interested in you. Yeah, they do launder money. Yeah, they do own some of the resorts that you stay in. Yeah, they have integrated into the economy here. They have political influence here. But the thing is, if you are just traveling through this country, it's basically an unwritten rule that foreigners aren't to be touched, because this country heavily relies upon tourism to promote its economy. And you know, the moment a tourist dies, then it's bad press everywhere, and nobody wants that here in this country. So you just, you know, keep to yourself. Even if you're visiting places like this, you don't say, oh yeah, I'm here to see the narcos, I want to see the narco god, right? Everyone knows why you're here. You just don't say it, right? And yeah, that's the way it goes. Have I interacted with narcos before? I don't know, but that's the whole point, right? You're not supposed to know, and that's the way you go about it, right? You just don't talk to people. Most people I meet in general, actually not even in Mexico, but most people I meet, I don't even ask them what they do. I honestly don't care what they do. I just want to know about the person inside, their soul, what kind of character they are, what kind of human they are. So, and at the end of the day, right, even Osama bin Laden probably believed that he was doing the right thing and that he was not evil. And so, you know, everybody that does all these, you know, illicit things, they don't believe they're bad people. So, do you believe you are a bad person? I don't necessarily believe I'm a bad person. It's a street corner here. And I think we are in Doctores. If not, we are right on the edge of it. Oh yeah, we are. It's right here. There's a shrine. It might be closed. Let's take a look. But I think we have arrived. So I'll see you guys in 2 seconds. So this is a shrine that I came across. And it says, hello, do you remember me? I am death. So that is death. And this used to be a shrine dedicated to Chapo Guzman. I don't know who this guy is. It is to Yeah, this is Jesus Malverde. But there's a dog up there that's barking. And this is where the shrine was. It's closed though here on Sunday. So yeah, that's where I wanted to take you guys. That was Jesus Malverde back there, next to the Angel of Death. And yeah, that is where it was. Back then, it was literally a shrine to Chapo Guzman. So, you know, now that he's caught and in prison, and sort of irrelevant, they have changed it. So, yeah, that's what's happening. That building up there, that was the hotel that I stayed at. That so-called 5-star hotel. And I came down here and I had a meal, hung out. So, it's, you know, you wouldn't know. Like, you would see that shrine and you wouldn't know what it is unless you knew what it was. So yeah, a little spooky vibes, because it's like, you know, the whole thing, it said, hey, remember me, I'm death. So yeah, chilling. There's a street corner here, people hanging out outdoors, eating probably tortas or tacos. There's an HSBC bank, which was famous for laundering drug money. It's also my bank, but no, I'm not laundering money. Nice little palm tree. People going on walks. So, yeah. It is, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty creepy. But it's all right. So yeah, I was hoping that there was some sort of, you know, service happening or some sort of altar that I could show you guys. But yeah, the whole scene there was sort of unwelcoming because, okay, the shrine was there, right? And but the building behind, where years ago they had painted, you know, this is the shrine to Jesus Malverde, that was not there anymore. And all the doors were closed like this. And so obviously they're not really accepting guests right now. I was hoping that it'd be open. On top of that, there was a dog up there, right, that was barking. And, you know, what that basically means is that there's people upstairs and the dog is looking out. And the fact that somebody is, let's say, loitering around the shrine, you know, they're gonna start paying attention. They're gonna look at me and they're gonna be like, who the hell is this guy? They're gonna start asking questions and they might approach me. And it's not like, you know, I'm scared that they're gonna kill me or anything. It's more like, I don't wanna get hassled. I don't wanna get hassled by those types of people. So it's best to just, you know, move on and walk on, right? So that's what I did. And so we're now at a street called Dr. Velasco. So I think, you know, this whole neighborhood is dedicated to famous doctors in Mexico. And so I guess the irony is, you know, for how much doctors contribute to society. This is sort of a portal to the underworld. As I was saying earlier, this is where people bring stolen cars and chop it up for parts. This is also where they make modifications to cars. The hotels here are love hotels, so there is an underground economy. It seems like human trafficking is a thing in this neighborhood. And yeah, the patron saint is obviously Jesus Malverde. So hope you guys found that interesting. I did. My heart is racing still a little bit, but yeah. So catch you guys soon, and take care.